Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. Today we're going to talk about tube quilting. So if you want to learn how to make a block like this and incorporate it into a quilt, please stay tuned. This is my disclaimer about tube quilting. It was not my idea. I did not make it up. But once I saw it, I knew I wanted to try it. I heard about it on the Missouri Star Quilt Company, but I don't think even they started it. But I'm going to use some techniques that I learned from Jenny and share them with you. What happened was I've been working on a quilt. I have projects all around me, and I have a lot of leftover khaki and blues and greens, and I wanted to try out this tube quilting thing for myself. So what I did first was I took all of my leftover fabrics that I have. I used 6 colored fabrics, 3 blues and 3 greens or something like that, and then I used some leftover neutral fabric. I had some cream and some beige to make these strip sets. So what I did was I cut my fabric into 2.5-inch strips, and I've sewn it into strip sets of 3. So I did 2 colors and 1 neutral in the middle for one set, and then I did 2 neutrals with a color in the middle for the other set. So I used a total of 24 strips, and I thought I was going to get 6 blocks out of each strip set, but it turns out I only got 5, but that's okay. Alright, so after you have your 2 sets of strips, and so I ended up with 8 total strip sets to make my one block. And so then what you do is you're going to take it and you're going to place the strip sets right sides together. And I just put a pin on one side so I knew where to start and got that lined up. And then you're going to sew it together on both sides. You're going to sew down this side with a 1/4-inch seam allowance, and then down the other side. And that's not really lined up neatly, but you get the picture. Okay? And so what you're going to end up with is a tube like this one. Okay, so these are different fabrics, of course, but you see that there's a seam line on this side and a seam line on this side. So I also, after I did this, I pressed on each side to set the seams, and I also pressed all the seam allowances to the colored fabric. I don't think that matters. Alright, so I'm going to take a minute and just show you how to cut this. Now, to cut your strip sets, what you're going to need is, I'm just going to use a square ruler here, and I'll move this up just a little bit. And so what you're going to do, my square ruler, it has the 45-degree line down the center, and that's the line that we need. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that mark, that 45-inch seam mark, and I'm making sure that I cut off all my selvage here, and you're going to place it on the seam line at the bottom. Okay, so here's the 45-inch line, and it's right along the seam line. And I've used a gray thread, so I don't know how well you can see it. But anyway, so what you're going to do is I'm just going to hold my ruler here in place. Got the 45-degree line on the seam line, and I'm just going to make a cut. The first cut is it's really not usable for you. I want to think of a way to use it, but I'll do that later. So that's your first cut, and then you're going to take this same 45-inch line and you're going to move it to the top seam line, and then you're going to cut again. Okay, and I'm left-handed, so if you're a righty, you'll do the exact same thing, except you'll have to start at the other end of the strip set. Okay, and then you just do the same thing going all the way down the set. So I'm gonna I'll make a few more cuts so you can see it, and then I'll open it up so that you can see what happens. Okay, bottom 45-inch line on the bottom seam line, and then make another cut. Okay, and then you go up to the top and you do the same thing, and you make another cut. Alright, let's see. The last Well, I'll do one more so I have 4. Okay. And then one more. I might be able to get 6 out of this, but I doubt it. We'll just see what happens. Okay. And now I'm curious. I want to see if I can do it. And then up here. Let's see. Okay, one more. Let's see if we can get 6 out of this one. I doubt it, but yeah. Okay, and the reason I can't get 6 out is because of there's a little extra piece I needed to. So now let me show you what happens when you open up each of the blocks that you cut. What happens is it starts out like this, and then you open it up, and you have this cool block. And so from each strip set, you actually get 2 blocks. So this is the first one from that strip set, and then here's the second one. Okay, so you get a little different effect with each one. And then there is a little dog ear that I'm going to have to cut off, so I'll do that. And then with each of the different strip sets, since the fabrics are a little different, each set is going to come out a little different. So let me show you how I can put some of these together. I've only done 2 strips, so I have 10 blocks that I can play with. So I'm just going to lay them out, kind of mix and match, and we'll just see what happens. So the first thing I'm going to do is try putting the whites together. Okay, so we'll put the white little blocks in the center. And I'm going to just try, let's see. I'm going to try and mix up the blocks a bit. Okay, so that is interesting. Let me move it down. Okay, and then the other 2 might go this way. And let me get the other one. All right, so that's one thing you could do. You see that effect with the diamond in the center. And then you can get the reverse when you put the colors together. And if you decided, like if I decided to put the neutral colors together in the center, it would automatically create the other block. So, like that. And that's another effect. And then if I wanted to, I could find another blue one and stick it right there. Okay. And then, of course, if we wanted, we could just have all the blocks going the same way. Like those 2 are all going that way. And then like so. Like so. Well, not like that. Okay, but I have a few things that I can do to play with them. Really, I think there's a way to do chevrons, which is one of my favorite patterns. So how would we make a chevron? Like, yeah. So by putting them like that, so we could do that, and then another blue going this way, and that could be interesting. You see the chevron patterns forming, and then on the other side, we could just continue the green and the blue, and that might be something that I would be interested in. I love the chevron pattern, so that might be really pretty. So I just wanted to give you some ideas about what you could do with the with this tube quilting block. If you have questions, I hope I can answer them. Please leave them below in the comments. Thumbs up this video. Welcome to new subscribers. I'm glad you're watching. Have a good day. Bye.